Okay, so all right, everybody, this is a guided walkthrough for the Portswigger lab on API testing called Exploiting an API Endpoint Using Documentation. So for this particular challenge, it says to solve the lab, find the exposed API documentation and delete Carlos. You can log into your own account using the following credentials: Wiener Peter. So to solve this lab, you need to understand what API documentation is, how API documentation can be useful for an attacker, and how to discover API documentation. So these points are covered over in this learning topic. We're gonna we're gonna be skipping the learning topic, and we're just gonna cover the bare basics. We've got access to the lab over here. Just gonna log in, and then after we log into this application, we're going to take a look at the website in the Burp Suite browser. So we'll also do a demonstration on how to start up the Burp Suite browser. So after you have Burp Suite started up, you want to go over to the proxy tab. So in Burp Suite, you're mostly working inside of these tabs, which represent the different Burp Suite tools. So we're mostly working with the proxy tab, which is the Burp Suite proxy, the intruder, and the repeater. So the first thing we want to do to open up the Burp Suite web browser is to go over to the proxy tab and then click on the Open Browser button over here. Okay, so after the Burp Suite browser is opened, we can paste in our lab website. So the reason why we're using the Burp Suite browser is because the Burp Suite browser is going to record all of the information between the web server and the web browser, and it's going to record it inside of Burp Suite so that we can take a look at it later. So inside of here, what's our goal? Let's go back. So find an exposed API documentation and delete the user Carlos. So before we do this, let's just talk very briefly about what application programming interfaces are, APIs. Application programming interfaces are structured methods for devices to communicate with the web application's backend. So put in plain language, we can say that APIs allow devices to communicate and perform actions on web apps. So web apps in this case meaning websites, or basically any larger website. We can call it a web app. So when we're talking about APIs, we might see something like this. So we've got a method and we've got an endpoint. So in the example above, we can see that sending a GET request to the /user/username endpoint will retrieve user data. So if we send a GET request to /user/username, we're going to get that data about the user. But a request to the same endpoint, but with the delete method, will delete the specified user from the system instead. So the only thing that changes in between these two API calls are the method that's being used. So the default method for web browsers is GET, but there's also another method called delete. Okay, so one last action we can do with this particular API is to use the patch method to use the same endpoint to change the user's associated email address. So method here to the same endpoint /user/username is to give the patch method, but when you use the patch method, you have to also include this information here, email and then a string instead of a JSON object. So OS says for documentation lookup, it's handy to both names. Yeah, you should know that it's either called a method or a verb, because sometimes we refer to it by either or. So in this case, with few exceptions, all data sent to an API endpoint will be in JSON format. So if at any time you need to send information to the API, you need to send the information that in a specific format, which is this JSON format, JavaScript object notation. Okay, so another thing we need to understand is when we're doing testing against the APIs, is that APIs are often documented on the website itself. So web apps often host a page with documentation for their APIs, which can be used to better understand how to enumerate them. So how do you use the API? There's sometimes documentation on the website that lets you know. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the lab. So on the lab, typically the endpoint that you can find the API interfaces on, are going to be at a directory called API. So we're just going to tack onto the end of the domain here, /API. And this is exactly what we're looking for here. Okay, so we see here that we've got documentation for this particular API. So this is the same thing that we saw in the examples we were looking at. So we can use the get verb, the delete verb, or the patch verb with this API endpoint. So /user, username string. And so this gives us different results. So this gives us the information for the user. This gives us the message that it deleted the user. And this updates the email string. So I mean, we could probably take a look at our own user by, oh wait, one thing we need to do in this particular lab is we need to log in, because this API endpoint doesn't let you use it unless you're logged in. Okay, so let's go back to the lab home and we'll log into our account. So we'll go to my account, we'll log in using our credentials. So Wiener Peter. Okay, and now we can go over to the API endpoint. So instead of my account, we go to API. So we can actually see the API endpoint in action because we can use this GET request. So /user and then our username. So in our case, our username is Wiener. So /API user /Wiener. So we actually get this result here. So this particular endpoint is going to give us information. So username equals Wiener, email equals wiener@normaluser.net. Okay, so we can achieve our goal, and our goal is to delete the Carlos user, but we can't do it from the web browser. So we can do it from Burp Suite. So inside of Burp Suite, we're going to take a look at our HTTP history. Our HTTP history, we're going to go down to API user Wiener. Okay, we're going to click on that. We're going to right click on it, and then we're going to send it to the Burp Suite repeater, which means we can mess around with the request and we can resend it. So right click, click on send to repeater, and we can mess around with this. So what we want to do to complete the lab is we need to delete the Carlos user. So remember, to delete on this particular API, we send a delete verb to user username, and that's all we need to do. So back at Burp Suite, we're going to change our verb from get over to delete. And we're going to change the username from Wiener to Carlos. Okay, and I think this is all we need to do. We can send this request off. And the response says status user deleted. Okay, if we go back to the lab, we see that it says congratulations, you solved the lab. All right, everybody, that was a guided walkthrough for the Exploiting an API Endpoint Using Documentation Lab from Portswigger.net. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out.
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button. And if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.